So as we already talked about our AA trap and skeet line, White Flyer has a secondary line designed for sporting clays. Robert, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. So the sporting clays target is still a 108 millimeter target like the trap and skeet. However, they are approximately 5 grams heavier, built to withstand the higher speeds that we use in sporting clays. Some of your sporting clays throwers can throw for a standard target around 65 miles per hour or so. So you have to build a target that can withstand those higher speeds, unlike trap and skeet where really the max speeds are around 50 miles per hour. Josh, why don't you talk about some of the different colors that we do offer in the 108?
Absolutely. So just like for skeet and trap, you're going to see we have some different colors, and again, that's just for the contrast. Different backgrounds, different colors. You know, we paint them on some on the top, some on the bottom, some on the top and the bottom. So we'll go through that. We'll start with the all black target. Again, like Robert said, this is our sporting clay pheasant target. Black on the top, black on the bottom. And this target is primarily used off of towers, where the target is really in the sky for the whole time. You don't really need any orange, and that gives the setters and the throwers that contrast we're looking for. The next target, just like in our AA line, we have the orange dome target. So again, a very versatile target that can be thrown up in the sky with very little orange showing, but also a target that can transition from green backgrounds up into the sky where you utilize that black rim on the target. Next, we have our orange top target, just like we have in the AA's, so it's all orange on top with a black bottom. Again, depending on the background, target's going away where it never leaves the trees. You have that orange to have that contrast, but you also, in certain circumstances, the target may roll, the setters may want to show a little bit of that black bottom. So again, very versatile, the orange dome and the orange top to show the have that black bottom and that black rim.
And the next target we have is the all orange pheasant. White Flyer is the only manufacturer in the world that actually makes this particular target that is orange on the underside as well as the top. And of course you could just think that in sporting clays, a lot of sporting is shot in the woods or along field sides where you need to be able to see all of the target. And all of the orange, the all orange target really shows up very visible in those different backgrounds. So this is a very, very popular target.
Yes.
Some sporting clays ranges just use this target for everything. Josh, why don't you show us the all green pheasant?
So the all green, just like in the AA, we do have the green color here because of its contrast, and pine, really again, almost all backgrounds. As Robert said, since we have the ability, we want to give the target setters the ability to paint the bottom side of the target. So like he said, you have a target that's incoming to you. You're not looking at a black bottom. You're actually looking at that green that shows up very well and lets the shooter see that contrast in the woods.
Yeah, those dark holes in the woods,
Absolutely.
That green really pops out, even more so than the orange does. The next target we have is a very unique target. So this is the White Flyer Orange Crusher target. And this particular target has a capsule on the underside, and there is powder that's underneath there. So you may have seen on TV the Olympics when they shoot and there's a big powder puff with the break of the target. And that's what this particular target is in the 108 target. So charity events, corporate events, or even some of the finals of the national championships, they'll use this target, and it really has a wow factor when you see it broken. Josh, I'll turn it over to you to start talking about our specialty targets. These are the real fun ones.
So as Robert said, our standard targets are all 108 millimeter, and then the sporting clays, when the game was designed, it was designed to simulate hunting. So the standard targets are your standard birds, and then we designed smaller targets to be a more challenging setting to represent a dove or a rabbit or even things smaller than that. So we'll start with our MIDI target, which is a 90 millimeter. So a standard target is a 108. This is a 90 millimeter, and it is black on the bottom, orange on top. And again, this is something that is designed to let the target setters kind of fool the shooters a little bit. Since it's smaller, it may appear to be further away or flying faster, but it's an optical illusion, something that the setters can use in that situation. The next target is probably one of my favorite targets. It's called the Batu. As you can see, it's a very thin target in comparison to the standard 108. It's also a 108 millimeter, but this target is designed whenever it comes out of a machine, you see the thin edge, and then depending on how the machine is set, it can either roll and show you the black bottom, or it can roll and show the orange top. But once it rolls and shows itself, it immediately almost starts to dive into the ground. So can be set in so many different backgrounds, very versatile to where it stays thin for a long time, or it can immediately roll and show itself. I know the target setters love it.
Yeah, and that target you can throw on right side up, which this would be right side up, or you can flip it upside down, and the clay target thrower can throw it that way. And when it goes out upside down, it turns over even faster. Whereas if you throw it right side up, it has a higher arc and a slower dive.
The next target is our rabbit target. So this target is actually designed to be thrown on the ground. All of our other targets are designed to go into the air, but this target is actually designed to roll and bounce on the ground, simulating a rabbit. You can see that it has a very beefy edge, and it's built in a little bit, but the target is also designed with a lot of stored energy and is still very fragile. So it doesn't take much, a few pellets in the middle of the target, to where that target's gonna break and come apart. I know the target setters, again.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, it was designed to throw on the ground, but over the last 10 years, it really has changed. Still throwing them on the ground. They started throwing them as a chandelle, so it comes out and arcs in the air and you're breaking it in the air. And the latest thing is a rabu, which it actually is thrown similar to like a standard target where it's coming off a thrower like this, but as you can tell, it's a thicker target and it's a bit harder to break, and it's very, very deceiving for the shooters. But most sporting clays courses now, you'll see a rabu on them.
We'll move into our, Robert, let's talk about the Pro 70.
Yep, so our Pro 70 target is 70 millimeters compared to the 90 millimeter MIDI target, or the 108 that we have here. So the 70 was introduced less than 10 years ago, and it's a very versatile target, flies exceptionally well, and you will see that on most sporting clays courses these days as well.
All your major events are gonna have adapted that target now.
And lastly, you have the 60 millimeter mini target. You gotta love this one. The smallest target of them all, 60 millimeters in diameter, comes off the clay target thrower very, very fast, but because it's light, it does slow down too. You'll see this target thrown, let's say at 30 yards, and it looks like it might be 55 or 60 yards away. So very deceiving. This target has been around really since sporting clays first started in the mid 80s. So most sporting clays ranges have these. I would say that the Pro 70 target is kind of taking over when ranges are buying new machines. So you'll start to see more of the 70 millimeter opposed to the 60 millimeter. So that wraps up our sporting clays family. As you can see, there's a full line of targets that you can see on the sporting clays range, which makes it very entertaining.